Oh, doggy. You're up and running again. Oh, I gotta change all these levels here. And that's not right. All right, let's see what we're doing here. We got a lot to do. We got a lot to cover too. What's going on, Beartown Sheriff? I see you out there. What up? Poke the juice box. You guys hear me out there? I don't know if you guys can actually hear me across over the intros. Oh, you can't hear me. I didn't think you guys could hear me over the intro. Hold on a second here. Here we go, baby. What's going on out there? I got some weirdness going on today. I don't know what that is over there. Oh, I think that's a light over there. Implications on multiple time frames. And sometimes that can become confusing for some people. So we're going to discuss that this morning as well. And what those implications are, stuff like that. It was cool because CPI did come in hot today, which I wanted it to. But you don't want it to come in too hot, right? And you don't, like, it's crazy. If you're a bull, you want the hot CPI right now. Remember last quarter, we had really cool unemployment numbers, right? Then they came back and revised them, right? There's a part of the market where you right now you kind of want this. Let me simplify it for you. You kind of want like this. If this was inflation here, right? We're coming down to inflation, right? You don't want the velocity inflation. You don't want like inflation like slam down into 2% and then slam back up like that, okay? So the Fed's like right here. Right? And the longer that they fucking make this thing go like this, the better off they are. And the better off you are as a bull. Does that make sense? So you want like hot, cold, hot, cold, hot, cold. Best they can do it, even if it's a slow sweep down here. You know what I'm saying? You don't want this velocity. You don't want this velocity to the upside either. People will see me post stuff, and they don't have the full context of my posts. They're not watching the live stream. They're not in the Discord. They're not getting a newsletter. They're not getting it. Like, you need the whole entire goddamn thing, and then you get it all. You're like, I get all that. I know what he's saying. So sometimes my posts on FinTwit can seem like they're one thing, or I'm talking out of the side of my mouth, or I'm shit posting when I'm not at all, in any way, shape, or form. And it's fascinating too because this morning I got asked a question about CPI specifically, and what's fascinating about it is there's a large group of investors and traders, bulls, bears, I don't care. There's a large percentage out there that specifically, let's talk about CPI, right? If CPI starts to, or if inflation starts to spike down really fast and aggressively, spikes up really fast and aggressively, and let's say you see in the stock market and the intraday, like we're moving up higher and higher and higher, and then you start seeing the market squeeze higher and higher and higher. Everyone's like, fuck yeah, woo, bullish. The truth is, it's not bullish. It's very bearish. And so I wouldn't even be trying to trade that. I'd be sitting there looking to grab something to fucking sell the fuck out of this market, you know? And the same in the inverse here, too. So this hot CPI report is bearish in the short term, but very bullish in the long term. As a matter of fact, I think this past week I was talking to you guys, people were asking me in the stream, what about those 7 cuts expected this year? And what did I tell you guys? I said, that's pure fucking gambling. It's not real. It's fake. You know, you have mortgage companies that'll drop rates, right, on these expected cuts when they're writing mortgages and stuff. That's real. Somebody out there is getting a lower rate in their mortgage, but the betting on the real cuts is fucking pure gambling. It's pure speculation. And then I heard the bond market's always right? The bond market is smarter than the cash market. But the fucking bond market right now is begging. They're begging right now for those rate cuts. They need those rate cuts. You're going to hear the bond guys tell you and bet on rate cuts this year. They fucking need it. Of course, they're going to price in and bet that we're going to get rate cuts. That they fucking need it. They got to get paid. There's S3 right there. A couple things of note here. If you are a seller, so I took the money and ran. I had no right in that. Nope, right there. That one right there. I sold some, or I had some puts that I owned right here. Got out. I should have taken some more right there, but didn't. Was trying to get the fucking stream up. Couple notes here, just so you know, okay? See that white line right there? How vertical it is? That's pretty fucking bearish. When that white line starts flattening out, we start to turn a corner to go to the upside. So right now, still super bearish. 5 minutes, same thing. Okay. So come in here and check the 1 minute. Check the 1 minute. Coming back, check the 1 minute. You guys, same thing on the flip side on the upside for bulls. We should keep selling that 1 minute. Now, if we do a double back check to the 5 minute and it holds, we will continue down as well. So if you're a bear, you can take an order right there, DCA right there, stops above. You already know that if price breaks above, you got the hourly trigger on your side and the half-hour trigger on your side up here. Even if we squeeze up here, I wouldn't be taking the short off unless you're like the pullback down here, that kind of stuff. So on the intraday, still kind of bearish right here. We're at S2 right now. Target to the downside, for me at least, is going to be at least somewhere around this S3, possibly even 469.67, something like that. Let's also look at really quick before we get into Tesla. 30-minute chart, okay? Let's take a look at SPOOs really quick. Whoop. Right there. I think this is a B wave. I could be wrong on that, but don't quote me as an Elliott wave expert and stuff like that. But though this was a B wave, I think 1, 2, and 3. Right, 1, 2, and 3, and that's your real move to the upside right there. Now, saying that, and that's saying that because you get this nice roll here. There's probably a bunch of Elliott waivers out there like, fuck yeah, baby, we're coming right back down to go down here. There's some stuff to talk about here, okay? Now, there's a warning. I got a warning for you here, okay? There is a, where is it at? 47.30, did I say, or something like that? 47.40. So we're right on the gamma flip right now. We're in the gamma flip right now, but this box has been, call this box right here, pretend this is CTAs, okay? They were down here, then they were down here, then they were down here, and now they're right here. They're actually currently right here, where they will become net sellers of the market, okay? So we don't want to see that happen. We don't want to see price start this journey down here, okay? This can lead to a pretty significant downside move. So we're going to be interested in this holding here. I don't mind this right here to make that move higher. I like that still for the bulls, but if we start to confirm this roll here, I would expect some major downside moves. Not 467.43. The mechanics here were like this. The CTAs were down here earlier in time, like back here in time they were. So if we had come up here and rolled down, I was pretty confident we were going to roll up here, start a nice fucking huge move to the upside. Now, as time has passed, these CTAs have gotten higher and higher and higher and higher. So there's a chance of greater risk here of this not holding. If it doesn't, if we roll down here and reject right here, like a major rejection right here, I don't see this as being bottom. I would be looking for a target of a corrective target down here, okay, which is actually down there, right there, roughly 450, right there. If this begins, hold on a second here. If this begins to break right here, and if you see this, so if you see like the break and you see the rejection, I'm not going to expect that bounce there. I'm going to expect us to go all the way down and have a V-shaped recovery down here at some point at 450. So if you are a bear, you are looking for a break. I'm going to show you that break right now, okay? And we're going to put this back on a 1 minute chart here. So just be aware of that, okay, if you're a bear. Now we can break this. We can break this here. Hold on. We can break this here. But if we V-shape recover, come back up, we're good to go. everything is awesome sauce, okay? You need if you're a bear, if you're a bear, you don't want to see that. If you're a bear, you want to see the break, right? And then you want to see the rejection, right? You want to see that action right there, either right here or up here for that move to the downside. So we'll monitor it, see what happens, blah, 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 blah. Now, that correction is not the doom and gloom that now, as a matter of fact, from the Twitter this morning, it's that doom and gloom is not that corrective behavior is not the inflation bounce, the cut-in rates that they're looking for. There are sellers and bears out there that want to see inflation slam down on 2%, slam up. They want to see a ramp, a velocity ramp on unemployment, and they want to see rate cuts start. And then they want to get that 30% down move that they're looking for. So outside of corrective behavior, stuff like that, situation is normal. Now, be aware of this chart right here. I'm going to bring this back up in a smaller window later, but I want you to pay attention to this chart right here. Here's the gamma flip, okay? It's not good enough slamming below it and then coming back up, right? And holding this shit and then heading higher, right? There's your V-shaped recovery. If you're a bear, you want to see blood underneath the gamma flip and then rejection of the gamma flip, come down and beat this prior low right here. If you see this action right here, they're fucking selling, okay? And I mean in a big way. Institutional selling. This is what institutional selling will look like. This is not institutional selling at this point, but this would be an indicator of institutional selling down here. This is SPX, by the way. You can snap that or take a picture or whatever if you want on this stuff. We're sitting in the gamma flip right now. This is where a bull would buy the dip, right? So if this is where a bull would buy the dip, I'm looking for what? This right here to make an entry. Okay, so watch this right here. See this price action right here? So I'm going to be looking for, as a bull, to buy a dip. I know about the pin above at 4,800. I hope, I might not get it. I might get a reversal before that happens. If that happens, it'd be like this. You'd see that come down, that flip up. Yeah, I'll be a buyer right there if it turns right now. But otherwise, I'm looking for some kind of like bloodbath here and a V shaped at some point in that hourly trigger to come down, and I'll enter the market long again and target 4,800, okay? So right now, just be cool, relax, chill out. If you're a bull, just chill out, relax, hang out. If you're a seller or a bear and you think there's more down to come, I'm with you on that right now. So if there's more downside to come. Now, saying all that, right, going through all that stuff right there, those questions this morning at least from my perspective, I'm hoping for a hot CPI this morning. I'm hoping for it. I want the hot CPI. And then I want like a cool CPI. I want it to go like this, sideways. I want it to like chill the fuck out. I don't want any velocity to the downside. I actually don't mind a velocity to the upside of inflation as long as I don't get to 2%. And I really liked hearing this morning. I loved watching this morning. CNBC's like, CNBC, bond guy, all kinds of people out there going, fuck, or we're not getting a fucking rate cut. And you got some people out there going, yeah, for the wrong and right reasons, and some people going, no, for the wrong and right reasons. So within the crowd that says, yeah, you're like I'm looking for who's saying yeah right now, right? Who's saying nah right now? And I'm going to tell you something. If you're a bear, right, and you want to find out who the smart bears are, those are the guys that were pissed off that inflation didn't come in cool this morning. I used to be a bear. If I was a bear, I wanted cool inflation today, 100%, because I know rate cuts are coming, and I know I can take a giant fucking short position in this market, giant or huge move down. So think about that. The reactions that you saw from different people this morning, you want to pay attention to those reactions. The bulls that were like, yeah, it's hot CPI, I like it, follow those bulls. Guarantee it. Follow those bulls. Guys are making money. Hand over fucking fist. If you're following bears out there, the bears that know they want cool inflation, and they want a lot of it really fast, and they want multiple months of it. They start seeing that cool inflation, they already know it's coming. Okay? All right, so Past all that. Now, right there, there's your target. I'm going to give you a target right here, okay? I'll even draw it out for you. What I want to see happen here, okay? I want to see something like that. Then I want to see some big old squeeze right there for that 30-minute half-hour cross. I want to see some kind of bloodbath right down there, okay? And there's your V-shaped recovery, something like that to the upside, right there. Something like that. There you go. Maybe that helps, okay? Boom, boom, right down there. Got the cross coming up. If you are a bull, if you are a bear or a bull, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if it's upside or down. But whenever you start to see these crosses like this half hour crossing this hourly will tend to add some fucking velocity to the downside. So we'll see how this happens. Watch how it's play. Maybe this helps you guys out, I guess. I don't know. I think maybe it does, but maybe it doesn't. Shit, did I lose my I think it was 470.98 or something. 72.78, something like that. Whatever, it's close enough. Also note that this is the gamma flip. So you want to not only break the gamma flip, but you want to stay underneath it. Okay? If you're a bear, you want to get under the gamma flip and then reject it. Gamma flip. I'll make that yellow. Or we'll make it red for the bears. It's right about there. So if you're a bear, you're looking for what? Looking for that blood. Right? Then you're looking for the rejection, right? Down there. That's what you're looking for right there. Something like that. But right now, when we're at the gamma flip, this is still a dip by the dip scenario. We want to, you as a seller, you want to flip this to a seller rip scenario. So right now we're still technically at a buy the dip on the gamma flip scenario. Make sense? And then if we flip this, we'll turn to sellers and we'll start selling this market with some power. Okay, so we're done with all that stuff. Morning, everybody. How y'all doing out there? We're going to talk Tesla right now, okay? This is a good time to talk about Tesla, right? Because we're on the bottom. We're going to talk Tesla. Now, I'm going to make some statements to you that might piss you off. You can actually search some. I was going to prep for this, but I'm not going to because I've already done this. I've already shown this before, done all the hard work and all that stuff. You can find it on your own. Now, Tesla. You know, you hear things like, I mean, where's my camera up here? Yeah, I show my pretty face, right? You know, you hear stuff from, you'll hear things like, Tesla is no longer the most shorted stock in the world. One of the things about Tesla that really sucks. Sorry, I got a light back there. Blue light got kicked off a desk back there from my cat. Tesla. What sucks about Tesla is a lot of hedge funds will go into small ETFs with a low volume, right? And they will short these smaller ETFs. It's easier to short these smaller ETFs that have Tesla as a major component, a major holding of that ETF. It's an easier way for them to get an amplified impact and make the price of Tesla go down in a meaningful way. So I want you to be aware of that, okay? It's an important thing. There are a lot of hedge funds. There's a great, I don't have it in front of me. That's what I mean by this is that I used to post a video from I think it was a C-SPAN discussion at a university, one of the big universities, Yale or Princeton or something, where they were discussing this going on quietly behind the scenes. So even though you might see this is not the most shorted stock, or maybe sometimes it is or isn't, I want you to know there's active shorting of Tesla. And last year, of course, you know that shorts lost a ton of money last year shorting Tesla, but they are actively shorting it. Not directly on Tesla or through or like inside of the big indexes. They're doing it where they can actually manipulate the price of Tesla, where it doesn't track the rest of the market at times. The other issue with Tesla is it's a major holding in small caps. Now, small caps, you saw it getting front run on the anticipation of rate cuts coming, right? You've got the bond market saying we're getting 7 rate cuts in 2024, and you see the ramp going on for an outsized move in IWM, right, on anticipated rate cuts in 2024. as long as those anticipated rate cuts are still valid, you would still see IWM crank until those rate cuts begin. So if they're anticipating 7 rate cuts sometime in spring, you're going to expect an outperformance by IWM. And guess what IWM holds a lot of? Tesla. So you've got this like double amplification of downside moves in Tesla going on. Tesla's not participating with the rest of the market. Now, it's not your news that you're listening to. It's not the shit that you're consuming. It's not the diarrhea that you're eating. It's not anything you're hearing. Now, you might see some news come out with this, though. Bad news. And bad news is timed by companies like Tesla. Every company out there kind of knows when that downside move's coming, and they will choose to divulge bad news in those periods as well, right? This is not rocket science stuff. So if you have a down move in any company and you've got some dirty laundry, you're going to empty that dirty laundry when you're in a down fucking move. Does that make sense to you? Right? If I'm a company and I'm publicly traded, I'm going to wait for the right time to disclose certain news. Make sense? I'm going to wait for it. When my stock is screaming higher, what am I going to do? As it's going to the moon, I'm going to come out with some kick-ass news, get that last little bit out of that stock, right? Just be aware of that. Then I was going to post that this morning, like expect some real nasty news to come out, or there might be some nasty news coming out from Tesla. If this happens, we're going to talk about what could possibly happen with Tesla. And if it does happen with Tesla, you're likely going to see Elon air some dirty laundry. I would. I fucking would. If I was Elon, I'd be like, fuck yeah, if we're going to go down there, what do we got for bad news? Does that make sense to you? You show me the price, and I'll tell you what the news is. Does that make sense? That's right. Okay, so we're going to talk Tesla here. And I was making some statements here earlier about, matter of fact, I charted this for you on live stream. On live stream, I charted that for you. Where are we? I even reviewed it again on Tuesday, I think. And where are we? Right where I said we'd be, right? Told you we'd be, right? We're there right now, aren't we? So there you go. That's what. Charted it for you, revisited it, and where are we today? Right. It's right there, right? I didn't fucking make this today. Go back and watch live streams. Go back and watch every fucking one of those live streams. Go back. Some of you guys are here every day, know about these live streams. You're here every day, right? You can vouch for this. It's on fucking tape. So Tesla's down today, right? Now, there's some stuff I got to go over with you here, okay? This is an important Tesla. We're going to do Tesla talk. I'm going to devote my time to Tesla today. Because I know people have been asking me about it. I got people coming in the stream saying, people that I trust coming in the stream. Last time we talked Tesla earlier this past week, I think it was Monday, they said, hey, Cap, my friends are fucking getting really concerned about Tesla. You got any good news? I'm like, fuck no, I don't. I ain't got no good news for you. Now, there is a light at the end of the tunnel on this, okay? There's a couple things here you got to watch here, okay? Number one, if there is a cross, you guys get your pencils out. Snap, or how about this? We'll start here. Go in there and snap a picture of that. Matter of fact, I'm just get rid of my camera over here. I'm going to move. I ain't getting rid of my camera. Hold on here. You're out of your fucking minds. I'm leaving my pretty my ugly ass up. Put me down there. How about that? What about my webcam frame? Well, that's even sexy. It's all fucked up, though. Look at it. You guys can't repost this anywhere. You'll be like, this guy's swearing, telling people he's pretty. Okay, so here we go. Do a little snap of this for yourselves. Take a little screenshot or whatever. And we're going to look at some prior history stuff here. And we're going to talk about the price of Tesla and stuff like that, what to expect here. You're getting across right now the daily trigger over the weekly trigger, okay? You've got price testing the monthly trigger. The monthly trigger, as long as Tesla stays above it, it's bullish, okay? Price above the monthly trigger means Tesla, any stock, is in a bullish context. If the price of any stock goes below and rejects and begins to head lower of the monthly trigger, it is extremely bearish for that ticker. That includes Tesla. Another problem here is that you have the daily trigger, this yellow line, crossing right now. Okay? And when this cross is made down here, you're likely going to see a squeeze to the upside. Not guaranteed, but a high probability of it. Of actually a squeeze up here. Regardless of what this low is right here, you'll see a squeeze, okay? And it'll be confirming that downside move. There's another problem here, too, where if it consolidates for a little bit and that daily trigger comes down to this monthly and it happens there, it can be very, very detrimental. You then come up with like a 6 or an 8 trigger cluster that's bearish, and if it confirms this downside move, it's going to be a fucking bloodbath. And that bloodbath will likely coincide with some kind of news breaking about Tesla or some kind of market news that's unknown right now to us. They probably already know it. We just don't know it. So if this plays out right here, my point here is if this plays out, right, it's going to be fucking ugly. I'm going to warn you of this right now. So if you own the underlying in Tesla, you have to start to consider at some point putting some kind of a cheap put hedge on or something, or just diamond hand and know that it's going to go down. I would not sell if you're already upside down. I would not be a seller here. I would be in some protection mode. And the reason I'm saying that is because after this, if this move happens to the downside, the move after it is going to be explosive to the upside, and you'll be fine again, okay? No more, you won't have to worry again. You just have to put your earmuffs on and not listen to the general public talk to you and stuff like that. So there is a setup here, a very bearish setup here. Now, if at any point the daily velocity gets to minus 50, and let's say we're down here, there's also a high probability that we come up here, break above the daily trigger, confirm it, and just be out of here, and we're off and running again, okay? So if that happens like this, I'll update you. But for right now, where we are, there is a extremely bearish setup happening. So I've charted all that out for you as of right now, right? We're going to take a look at what to expect down here, okay? And we're going to chart that out. So for right now, for where we are, thesis-wise, there's going to be a squeeze here at some point and a confirmation for some pretty major lows down here, okay? This one right here you're going to check, and you're also likely going to check this one right here. And we'll put these down here for you. Right there. We're going to make that one yellow. And we're going to talk velocity here. I got more to talk to you guys about here, okay? A whole bunch of important stuff. Something like that right there. And if that happens, you know what the rest of it is, right? The rest of it's going to be careening straight down to the depths of hell. It's going to come up here, and then it's going to come right back down here. Going to tag that one, come up here, start to consolidate likely a little bit, and then you're going to get some real vicious downside moves. They're going to get nasty. More than likely, I'm going to explain to you why here in a minute. You can't have demand down here, right, and fail right here. If you do, fail right there, that means that they're going to want to check down here. And this is going to close one of your first big gaps way back in 2020. That's a price target of 77.93 right now. This is a 6-month Elliott wave, for lack of a better word, term. And you'll likely see that gap get closed down here. Now, if you do see that happen, you're likely going to see huge demand come in again. And you'll likely see another move to the upside, a major move to the upside, actually. Take out something like that up there, okay? So, sorry about that. So if you are already upside down or fucked or whatever, you just hang tight, hedge yourself. If that, on that coming back up here, DCA down here, DCA down here, so you're a happy bull. Conversation from earlier. If I'm a happy bull, you're always like, yeah, it's fucking awesome up here. I love being this guy. Woohoo, everything's awesome, A++, I got an A. I'm a good student, right? So this is setting up right now for Tesla. If rate cuts aren't coming, those shorts that I talked about with you in the smaller indexes, not IWM, I mean smaller, like tiny ones. IWM not outperforming on the anticipation of rate cuts, that kind of stuff. You could see this amplification here for a downside move for Tesla down here, okay? Price target. It's not $77. It's about, I think it's 80. Or, no, it's $89. I believe by the time we get there, it's like $89 or something like that. But if we slam through the $89, close that gap. We have another gap, I think it's 66. Don't quote me on the exact numbers here because I haven't looked at it in detail. I should have prepared, but I didn't. But I remember it and recall it from back when. There's a gap, I believe, at 89, and I think there's a gap at 66. Correct me in the chat if I'm wrong on that. 64, 66, something like that. I would expect that $89 gap to get closed. It would go up, and then I would expect another trip down to that $60 at some point. Whenever that is, I don't know in time wise, but I expect that we're going to close that gap, then go back and close that $64 gap a year down the road or whatever, 2 years down the road or something like that. 2026, 2028. Now, this can resolve itself to the upside. I showed you that already, but I want to talk to you guys specifically. Matter of fact, you can actually see this right here. Something similar to this right here. See that move down? Bloodbath, right? Boom. Another bloodbath right there. Boom. Remember, nobody bought that, did they? They didn't buy it, did they? I know they didn't. I was there. I remember it happened. I was so pissed off that morning I wanted to close the gap. They left it behind. They actually left the fucking gap from back in, I believe, February or March of 2020. They left that fucking gap open down. There's a gap over there. They left it. They literally missed it by like $1. And I was pissed off that morning. I was like, I ain't fucking buying the open here. I'm like, I want to see that gap get closed, and I'm going to buy it. It didn't close. It started running. I got all stinky. And then you know what I did? My ego was like, well, fuck them. I'll wait a day or two. Then like a day or two later, I bought that bottom. But it was more from my own conceit, my own id, my own, I want that fucking tick. It's not good enough that we're down there. I want the penny tick to buy for my own fucking ego trip. So I lost out on a few dollars. Not many, but anyways. So there is a major downside move here setting up. Okay, is the point. Now, here's an example of a great run after, right? You're down here at $90 or whatever. I think it was 110 or something. I can't remember what the low was, but let's look. I know what it was. Yeah, $102. Great run right here, right? $100. Got a high of $298. Woo! Followed that trend all the way down. Boom. Matter of fact, you guys remember this, right? I was a seller right here. That's where I was a seller. Bought right there, and I sold right here. Fucking gorgeous run. Made bank. So, we have an example back here, but we have something else cool to show you here, okay? If we get this bull run for 2024, and we get one last bull run, we don't get rates cut. We get this this moment here, right? You get the soft landing, a window, and then the next recession, which is historically guaranteed. There's some cool else that's cool here. And I want to bring you back to I want to draw your attention to two things here. At least historically. You see this this daily, right? Matter of fact, that daily is turning around to the upside. It's good to see. Should see a nice little squeeze up here. Now, if this does play out, do you see the daily trigger here, the weekly and the monthly, right? There's an example of it. And it's right here. It's right in here, this little mess right here. This is 2018. And I actually remember when this happened. This was Labor Day, I believe. No, it was Labor Day weekend. I think this was Labor Day weekend. I think this is when Elon did the lemon squeeze thing. I think he actually went into Wall Street Bets that morning. Truly. I think he was in Wall Street Bets that early morning at like 4 a.m. or some shit like that. Tony Stark, baby. And we blasted down. We didn't have a 6-month Elliott wave down there. We blasted down to the actual bottom. And the result was an epic fucking run. Epic run. Epic stuff that makes most of the people that you love on FinTwit, your guys, the people out there, the 1 million followers, they bought that shit. Matter of fact, they all bought. I don't know those guys bought leaps, and they were upside down. They came back they disappeared from Wall Street Bets, came back into Wall Street Bets, and they were like, I thought my shit was dead. They never sold their leaps, and their leaps were like burning to the fucking depths of hell, and their leaps were like 1-2 year out leaps. Those fucking things printed balls. Overnight millionaires. So my thesis here is if we do get that sell, if this does complete and goes down here, and you can get some kind of move like that down there, the after effect could be this fucking epic Tesla bull run. So from my perspective as a bull, bring it on, baby. I hope we can get down here. You want to close that down there? Bring it to me. I want that buy so bad. Bad, 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 bad. You get what I'm saying? So if this does happen here, you get that fail, you get that squeeze up, that confirmation of the roll down, be prepared for it. If you're a bull watching this program, a Tesla bull right now, right? Get yourself some dry powder. Because you're getting another opportunity, possibly getting another opportunity to buy a major low. Now, if we don't get presented with that major low and that opportunity, we're going to talk about where you're going to buy the dip. You get rid of this here. Got to move this down somewhere else. Yeah, that's missing now, right? If we don't get that opportunity, but I want to show you this, okay? Why I think that's coming. And I'm going to show you right now why I think that's coming. We're going to flip to a 30-minute. No, we're going to flip to a daily chart instead. Can I show the Can I show the Can I show the what do I want to show? Not auto mode. I want to show the velo. I can't do it right here. I don't know why. Oh, is it down here? Nah. Okay, so I'll show you in the daily velocity. What I want to show you here is this this orange bar right here. This is weekly velocity. Do you see how right now we're starting a down move on weekly velocity down here? See that when we do this over here, we get these major downside moves in Tesla. So that's why I'm hoping we do this down here. Get that weekly down here, nice and sexy. Get that monthly velocity to the downside. Doom and gloom, right? Quarterly velocity down here, right? And this actually brings up a major bull run. When you see stuff like this on a weekly time frame, monthly time frame, quarterly time frame, to you it might seem bearish, but to me as a Tesla investor, longtime Tesla investor, I'm looking for that major swing higher. Now, saying all that, right? If this does recover and begin to head higher, right? Yahoo, fuck you, Cap, you're wrong. You're not getting your doom and gloom, Captain. We're just going to start going higher from here. Woohoo, I'm upside down, Cap, fuck you. I'm not a buyer at $100. I'm a buyer up here, Captain. That's why I'm bullish here. That's why it's going to recover, Captain. That kind of shit, right? If that does happen, right? What are we looking for? What are we looking for? You guys know, right? Just get rid of that line, that goofiness right there. What are we looking for? I'm going to show it to you right now. I had someone say, oh, that's all hindsight trading back here, Cap. They're like, you don't know what you're talking about. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? It's right here. It's right over here. That's where you buy. Where are we at right now on Daily Velo? We're not there, are we? Let me show it to you again. Let me get rid of this. Are we there right now? Let me make it bigger so you can see it. Are we there right now? No. We want daily velocity down here, right? Somewhere down here. Somewhere in here, right? Somewhere in here. Are we there right now? No. We're at minus 11. We need to be minus 25 or minus 50. Why do we need to be there to buy a dip, a meaningful dip? Let's look and find out. You want to see one? There's a fucking meaningful dip right there. Do you see old Captain coming out and saying, oh, we're about to turn to the upside? Get all the big bulls out there saying, he's fucking wrong. No, I was right. This one right here. Right? Nice big dip down there. Buy the fucking dip. What happened here? Let's take a look and see. Nice, meaningful fucking dip buys, right? Even if you weren't the seller after this, wouldn't you love to be a DCAer down there? Think about that. You go out and fin to it, and you're like, I bought that fucking dip. I bought that fucking dip. I'll buy this fucking dip down here. I'm always a buyer, bro. Yeah, you are. But you're always a buyer at the most opportune fucking times, right? You are the badass. I want to create an army, literal army of Tesla bulls that bought the best fucking time. I give a flying fuck about Tesla bulls on FinTwit that have been bulls for 20 years, 10 years, 5 years. I want an army. of Tesla bulls. They're like, I bought every fucking capitulation, the major ones. I bought every fucking one of them. I just watched my money just grow and grow and grow. I want you to come back in 20 years and say, hey, Cap, I followed you for 20 fucking years. You made me rich. I'm serious here. Let's look at another one back here. Look at that bad boy right there. Don't know when to buy the dip on Tesla. That's April 2023. Don't know when to buy the dip on Tesla. That's June 2023. Another dip to buy down here, right? Just buying dips. Every time we're down there. This might be the best fucking tool you could ever have of when to buy Tesla. Now, I don't give a fuck about, like, see right here? I don't care about that one. I bought this one. I don't care about the interest stuff. I care about the major lows. You're Tesla bull. That's what you care about. So are we there now? We're not, are we? Let me show you something else neat here. Okay? See how you have this top here in Tesla on the daily velocity, right? Let's look at prior examples of this topping of daily velocity and see how many examples there are of velocity going negative briefly and then coming back up for another run. There's none. Zero. So maybe you got a friend out there that's like, Cap's wrong. This could pull up. We go positive in that daily velo, bro. Let's find out last time that happened. Right? We got this major high up here, right? Major high right here. That one right there, that tick. Right? Let's look at the last major one right here. Did we recover? Fuck no, we went lower. What about this one up here? This one right here. This looks like it could have done it right. It didn't, did it? It went lower. To minus 25 velocity, right? So minus 25 velocity, minus 50 velocity are key, right? But we didn't come down here a little bit and then go big again, did we? We went lower, and then we went lower again. You get what I'm saying here? Here's another one right here. Here's another one. Let's watch this one. Right there. This would be you. I'm going to show you what you are. Right? Right here. Pretend that's right now. We go lower. We go up a tiny bit, and you're like, hey, Captain's wrong again. You're like, yeah, fuck that guy. Look at, woo, everything's fucking awesome. Boom, depths of hell. You're fucked. So what is the rule? You're waiting for minus 25, minus 50 to DCA. Does that make sense? So we hit minus 25 on daily velocity. You make your first buy. We go down to minus 50. You make your second buy. And the probability is that you're going to minus 50 anyways. Only once out of every 8 or 10 times are you going to get that minus 25 dip buy and back and off and running again. So if you're a Tesla bull, here's my word of advice to you. Chill. Let price lead the way. Wait until daily velocity is down to minus 25, minus 50. And we will revisit Tesla as a buy. I'm not looking. I am not fucking looking for this bullshit right here. Well, the moment price gets above it, bro, I'll buy it. I'm not looking for it. I'm looking for daily velocity to get to minus 25, minus 50. Without fucking fail, I win. Every single fucking time. You want to be a winner? Do you want to be a winner with Captain Jim James? That's a real question. Stop listening to the news. Stop watching this shit on FinTwit. Stop reading the newspaper, dumping fucking garbage about Tesla. Stop reading the newspapers about the good shit about Tesla. Wait for that velocity to get down to minus 25, minus 50. We'll look for a turn, series of higher lows. We're going to make an entry. We're going to take Tesla on another nice fat run. And you're going to sit back there and know you bought the bottom, and you can exit where the fuck you want, or you just hold it forever. And then next time it happens, we'll come back again. We'll buy that bottom again. And in 20 years, you'll come back and you'll say, you made me rich. So right now, there's no dip buy in Tesla. Now you could intraday trade this. You want to buy yourself a squeeze or something for the cross above on the daily and the weekly, you can do that. You can dick around doing that stuff, but this is for a Tesla. But this show right now, this segment is for a Tesla fucking investor. That's what it's for. It's for a real true Tesla bull. Real true Tesla gang. Buy the lows, hold for 20 years. That's what this is about. Good question. Is that thesis good on every other ticker? No. Tickers run differently on velocity. They have different velocities that they run on that you can find patterns on. A good question. No. And to be truthful, the indexes are one of the hardest ones to trade it on. It's very complex using it on indexes. They work on multi-levels, multi-velocity levels, going all the way down to fucking quarterly and shit. Individual tickers, clearer, much clearer using this stuff on individual tickers. Specifically to Tesla, this fucker works badass on Tesla on daily velocity. It's like never fucking fail. Now, there might be runs in between, but I'm talking about being a Tesla investor. Or I want to buy some fucking 25-cent Tesla calls and literally watch them go to $40 fucking dollars. Literally, watch them go to fucking $40. So if you're that guy, that gal, that they, that them, him, her, whatever you want to call yourself, stick around in this show or find some friends and be like, whatever that guy says, we're at minus 25 and 50, fucking find me. That's right, Connect Mobile. That's right. And there are people here. You can find Joe Donut has this tool. Ask Joe Donut. Find him on Twitter. He's a testable. CTAs, okay? They were down here, then they were down here, then they were down here, and now they're right here. They're actually currently right here, where they will become net sellers of the market, okay? So I bought that fucking dip. I bought that fucking dip. I'll buy this fucking dip down here. I'm always a buyer, bro. Yeah, you are. But you're always a buyer at the most opportune fucking times, right? You are the badass. I want to create an army, literal army of Tesla bulls that bought at the best fucking time. I give a flying fuck about Tesla bulls on FinTwit that have been bulls for 20 years, 10 years, 5 years. I want an army of Tesla bulls. They're like, I bought every fucking capitulation, the major ones. I bought every fucking one of them. I just watched my money just grow and grow and grow. I want see one right there. But the best trade here, you want to know what it is? It's right here. If this one comes down and holds, that's the money trade. That's the big money trade. That would be a confirmation that we're going to go back and retest all this stuff up here. And we'll trade that 480 once again in that all-time high. Just hang tight right now. If you're a seller here or want to be a seller instead of a buyer, what are you looking for? Do you know? You're looking for a little bit of rejection right there. Beat that previous low. Are you taking that trade? Fuck no. You're waiting to see if the bulls fail to buy there. If they do, fail to buy, slam the buy button on some puts. Right there. Goes straight down to the depths of hell. Blissowitz, what's up, brother? Shaq is in the house today. Good to see you. Blissowitz with the donation. I didn't see that earlier. Thank you, Blissowitz. Okay. It's a great example right here. Fucking great example. So, market's going to roll. I was told by expectations going to roll. Didn't, right? Held the hourly trigger, right? It told me it's going to roll. Held the hourly trigger, right? Should you have gone short here and here? No, maybe intraday stuff, but no, right? So how do you know? You break the hourly trigger, right? And you break your prior low right there.
1 minute remaining.
And that's your fucking trade, right? And you're going to forget these lines. This is for lines for today. This isn't backwards lines. These are for today, these lines. This is for just right now. But this stuff wouldn't have been here. But pull up, selling again on that hourly trigger, right? Down. You could even miss this move and just take this one right here. You're in the same fucking place, right? Wait for the first drop and even get in over here, and then that's where you take the trade. We don't have that yet, do we? So right here, we don't have that, do we? We're above right now, right? So what would you be looking for here? So let's say price stopped right here today. You'd be waiting for
10 seconds.
the bloodbath down, right? And then the rejection down. So as soon as you see that rejection, has this rejected yet? No, right? This is not rejected, has it?
.4 billion, minus
So if it does roll, let's say this rejects here though and rolls down and does this.
7.5 billion.
Fuck yeah, go short right there, right? And then you're on and you're ready to rock. So that hourly trigger is key. Are we bullish right here? The answer is no. We are not bullish until we back check the hourly trigger and it's successful, okay? And we beat this shit over here. That's your confirmation of bullishness. Let's look at this right here. Another trade right there. I'm a buyer here. I might get left behind here. This is what I want. I want that trade right there. I want to be a buyer here. Now watch, if I get left behind here, right? That's okay. I got left behind. You got R1. We could go right up to this R1 right here. Whoop. Come up here and start doing this. Come back down and go up. I can try to jump back in right there. I love you, Mr. Talking Monkey. And I love that you've been here this long, man. I do, brother. I want you to know that. I know something. You know what I know, Mr. Talking Monkey? You're going to take this shit and teach other people, brother. I know that. You're going to have an impact on other people, my man. Seriously. You're going to make a difference. Where we roam, what's going on, brother? Good to see you, my man. Chase, how you doing, man? Sunday never ends. He said, I bought a Boeing 225 for tomorrow because I like it when people open doors for me in life. That's fucking hilarious, bro. In truth, I'd really like to see us below the hourly trigger to take that trade. So either we hit 4,800, buy it there, and then add to it below the hourly trigger. That's probably my plan. But I'm going to say to you something, okay? From a historical perspective, starting tomorrow, we should have a gradual pullback into the end of January. You're going to be looking at the end of January around the 26th and the 29th to buy a dip for the real true SPX all-time high. Now, if that's the case, right, and we make that all-time high, you are going to then be positioning yourself for a pretty major correction into the March 21st. I'll give you the date, March 21st. Okay? Now, that doesn't guarantee it's going to happen. All the time, we trade outside of those ranges and stuff. There's no guarantees there. Don't come to me being like, oh, Captain said this is thesis, and he's wrong. I'll chase price wherever it goes. You guys already know that about me. I will whore myself out to the bull side, and I will sit on my hands to the bear side. You guys already know if I have a thesis that we're going up and my thesis is broken, I don't stay in that thesis. I don't like sit in those calls and then go to zero. I chase price, so be aware of that as well. Yeah, I like the idea there, Jade. Like, just like scoop up Friday theta, Saturday, Monday, just like burn all that theta and that spread, catch a little bit to that downside, and make a nice payday. If I take that trade, I'll let you know. I will tell you before it happens. It's never after. You'll never hear us. Out of 100 trades, I might miss 1 or 2 entry or exits, but mostly due to not being like, hey, I've closed this or something like that. But if I take that trade, I'll let you know. I'll say something to you that I'm in that trade. Oh, how low? How low am I expecting the downside move? I'm going to place the trade in the money just so you know. I'm going to be looking for 450 would be the extreme low for me, and likely 460. So that's off of 480. So somewhere in there. I think that's the extreme. 1, 2, 3 down there. Yeah, I appreciate you guys being here with me too. Spend your day with me. I really do appreciate it. I'll see all of you guys tomorrow. Look forward to it. And please sign up on the website on the free if you can. Get into the Discord if you want. Always please consider supporting the channel. There's a donate button for PayPal down in the description of these videos, I think. I think on YouTube there is, but Twitch there isn't. But there's no requirement here to be a community member and stuff like that. It's meant to be free. It's meant to, my job here and my original intention here was always and will remain always to help a retail trader out. I started this because of one reason only. I was tired of seeing young retail traders getting fucking torched and didn't have a toolkit. And I wanted them to have basic tools so that they did not get washed out of the market. Talk to you guys soon. I got to take a break. Later. Hey, Wolf Circus, take it easy. Zedlex, take it easy. King Cow, Bullshite, Goat Boy, Green Man, Bull.
Thanks for watching. The Stock Market Show and Trade the Trigger with Captain Jim James will be back soon. Join us again. Please like and subscribe, and make a comment on any video you enjoyed. It helps support the community.